A stupid cliff jumper, death by Superman pose, and being crushed by water bottles. These are 10 dumb ways people died, part 4. Number 10, stupid jumper. Cliff jumping can be super fun when done safely. The way this cliff diver died is just absolutely ridiculous and unwise. Before he stupidly jumped off this steep cliff, Murad Lambrade was a professional footballer, also known as a soccer player in North America. He loved adventure and taking risks. He took his risk-taking a little too far earlier this year when he thought it would be a good idea to jump off a 30-meter high cliff in Mallorca, Spain while on vacation. He was so confident he could make the jump that he asked his friends to record, meaning they sadly caught his death on video. Murad forgot to think about the fact that he would need to jump 10 meters forward to clear the cliff, something he did not succeed at all at. He hit the cliff rocks just before hitting the water at 55 miles per hour. In short, think before you jump. Number 9, death by Superman pose. So many men and women in the armed forces lose their lives each year heroically and with a sense of purpose, but not Brandon Dilbert. Supermaning was known as the act of bored army troops making a makeshift harness and hanging themselves out on the back of an air vehicle in a Superman pose, then pulling themselves back in all while in the air. The idea of this already sounds incredibly stupid and a death sentence, which is precisely what this ended up being for Brandon Dilbert. As you can probably guess, this went awry for Brandon, and he fell right out of the helicopter when asked if he was okay. Asking if he was okay ended up causing his demise, as he held up an OK symbol with his hand and lost grip with the other. What makes this even stupider is his death was classified as in the line of duty. Sure. Number 8, crushed by water bottles. I think we've all been in a store and seen the ominous doors that lead to the back and think, what if I went back there? Nah, that'd be stupid of me. A 46-year-old man from Italy did not think that and decided to sneak into the back area of this store out of dumb curiosity while it was closed on Easter Monday. After his break-in, he paused for a quick refreshment of water, but did it in a way that only someone as dumb as a person who would break into the store would. He went to grab a water bottle from a mountainous stack of water bottle cases, but he grabbed it from the very bottom. Even children know you don't pull from a bottom Jenga piece. This change in weight caused the mountain of bottle cases to fall on top of him, and it crushed him. 2 words for this man: you're stupid. If you think these were stupid, things are about to get even worse. Keep watching to see what's next. Number 7, highway hijinks. Have you ever thought about stopping in the middle of the busy interstate? I'm gonna assume you haven't because it's a totally dumb thought. Road rage clouded these men's thoughts. When 2 California guys got into a car accident, they decided to stay on the highway and start and talk about who is at fault. If you think you know what's gonna happen next because it's incredibly stupid, you're probably right. Their genius idea to stand on the highway and discuss ended up being another accident when someone ended up hitting them. Problem is they didn't have their cars as protection this time. While the 2 men argued about who is to blame, they died in a way that they were both to blame because they were both stupid enough to try and have a conversation on a busy highway. What's even dumber is this second accident was caused by a car swerving to dodge the men's vehicles, which led it straight to the men. I can't think of a dumber way to die in a car accident. Number 6, $1,000 death. Think about your computer or family computer. Do you think that would be worth dying over? I hope you all say no, unlike the man found here. A Russian soldier was fighting in Irpin, Ukraine when he came across an abandoned MacBook Pro. He thought it was a nice find and decided he was going to steal it. Seems pretty harmless, right? Well, things get pretty stupid when he decided to remove the body armor plating in his vest, which is supposed to protect him from bullets, and replaced it with the laptop. So when this soldier eventually was shot, he provided a good example of laughs for the Ukrainian soldiers when they discovered the laptop. While this man was in battle, instead of fighting like he was supposed to, he decided to try and grab a $1,000 computer and trade it for his life. The number of times we've seen people die over technology on these lists is so stupid. Phones and computers are not worth dying over, people. Number 5, law of the jungle. From a young age, we're taught about the importance of keeping endangered species alive because we love animals like rhinos. Going to the zoo wouldn't be the same without them. In South Africa, a rhino poacher snuck into a national park, already breaking 2 laws by breaking and entering and hunting animals on protected land. So this poacher was deemed stupid even before his stupid death, and taking the life of a rhino, the poacher was served a big dose of karma. He was attacked by an elephant, trampling the man under its gigantic feet. But karma wasn't done with him yet. After he died, a pride of lions came by and ate his body, leaving nothing but his skull and pants. He decided to take a bite out of the animal kingdom, and it bit back tenfold. How stupid can you be to break multiple laws and expect something bad not to happen? I don't know about you guys, things, but it just seems like justice was served in the dumbest way possible. Number 4, fuel shower. Some people are lucky enough to be able to afford more than one car. Then, there are those who are so lucky they can afford an entire plane. A pilot named Patrick from Montana was planning to fly home with his personal plane when his poor decision-making forced him to take a fuel shower. After his first takeoff and then his second after stopping for fuel, Patrick found out that the plane's fuel was beginning to pool around his feet. So when he stopped for a fuel fill-up, he decided to call a mechanic who strongly advised against flying the plane until the issue could be resolved. Patrick decided to completely ignore this professional's advice and fly the plane home anyways. The NSTB report on the incident said the pilot was likely distracted by fuel entering the cockpit and failed to maintain airspeed, resulting in a crash. And then the plane blew to smithereens. If a professional tells you to not do something you're professional at, take their advice. Starting out, things get even worse. Keep watching until the end. Number 3, bear selfie. I think we can all agree that bears are big, scary, and shouldn't be messed with. To mess with one would be considered very dumb. A man in India was driving home from a wedding when he spotted an injured bear off the side of the road. So he got out to inspect the creature and make sure it was okay, eventually calling the police to get the bear to safety. Yeah, no. He instead opted to crouch down and take a selfie next to the downed bear. He was surprised when he found out that the bear wasn't as hurt as he thought, and it quickly jumped forward, pinned the man, and killed him almost instantly. When police arrived and declared the man dead at the scene, they proceeded to help the bear and treat its injuries. I don't care if a bear's about to die. I'd never go near one. This man was a total dummy trying to take a selfie with one of the most dangerous animals on the planet. Rest in peace to this man. But he was kind of asking for it by being so stupid. Number 2, death by escalator. When a man mysteriously was found dead at the bottom of a downward moving escalator at an Amtrak station, police launched an investigation on the incident, only to find they had died in one of the dumbest ways we've ever seen. Upon investigating the CCTV footage of the escalator that night, they found that man came up to the escalators at midnight and tried to run up the down escalator for some reason. Upon reaching the other side of the escalator, out of breath, he lost his balance and fell all the way to the bottom, hitting his head against the metal moving stairs and dying before reaching the bottom. Who would ever think this is a good idea? The escalators move by themselves, so you don't have to climb them. What sense does it make to try to go in the opposite direction? I think we've all thought about doing this, but we're never dumb enough to actually try and make it happen, because it'd be stupid, therefore making it a pretty dumb way to die. What do you think this man was thinking when he tried this? Number 1, drowned by self. Just before Christmas 2017, this 19-year-old met his former squeeze on the Spandau Bergwall, a street next to the Havel River. Emotions ran high, and rather than walking away to live another day, he pushed her into the river, jumped in after her, and repeatedly attempted to push her underwater. This lethal misadventure, unfortunately, had a twist ending for this non-swimmer, as his intended victim managed to escape and swim to shore, whilst he still had to battle all that water. It was a battle he unfortunately, but not entirely unexpectedly, lost. His lifeless body was pulled out of the water shortly afterwards by the police. With typical Teutonic determination, the EMTs managed to resuscitate him, but having been oxygen deprived for too long, he fell into a coma and died 2 months later on Valentine's Day of all days. The timing of this story is just too dumb to not throw on the list. Sometimes, justice is served in the funniest of ways. Enjoyed the video? Now watch this one.